Hey everyone, it's your girl Shauna J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Today's video is going to be another fragrance mist video. It's going to be super fun because we're going to talk about something that we all have to talk about, which are dupes. A lot of the fragrance mist that I have in my collection were actually inspired by other expensive fragrances, and whenever Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret does that, we all win. Let's be honest. It's just nice to know that we have more affordable options. So some of these fragrances I have spoken about in previous videos. So if you follow my channel, it may seem a bit repetitive for you, but of course I have some fragrances that I've never mentioned before. There are so many people who have never watched my channel before. They have no idea who I am, who are gonna watch this video, and they've never seen my previous videos. So I decided, you know what, let me come in here and do like a compilation video. I mean, my sincere hope is that companies like Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works will continue to be inspired by other popular expensive perfumes, so we could all indulge in these fragrance mists. But anyway guys, we're gonna jump into these fragrances because I know y'all can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go. We're gonna start out with the house of Kayali. So Kayali is a niche house. They have beautiful fragrances, but a lot of times they are very expensive. One of the most beautiful popular scents within this house is actually Vanilla 28. We've all at least tried it, or we have it in our collection. But if you are a vanilla fanatic, you'll definitely love that scent. A body mist that I have in my collection that I think was definitely inspired by Kayali, or maybe Kayali was actually inspired by this scent, is Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla. The first time I smelled Kayali 28, I was actually a bit disappointed because the first thing I thought was, wow, this smells like Bare Vanilla by Victoria's Secret. Ran over to Fragrantica to see if anybody else would agree, and as you know, if you go over to Fragrantica and you look up Vanilla 28, you're gonna see that a lot of people think that Bare Vanilla smells like it. They both have that sweet, creamy vanilla scent with that woodsy, smoky background. If you're looking for a fragrance mist that smells closest to Vanilla 28, I would say look into Bare Vanilla by Victoria's Secret. The next scent from the house of Kayali that I want to talk about is Eat & Juicy Apple. Now, Eat & Juicy Apple is another very popular scent. It gives off this big, sweet, fresh red apple scent with some florals in there. It kind of gives off like a shampoo vibe. Not the most complex scent, but if you like fruity florals, if you like apple scents, if you like shampoo scents, I don't see why you would not like that scent. I was kind of surprised to find that it shares the same scent profile as another body mist that I have in my collection, which is Champagne Apple and Honey. They give off that big red apple scent with the florals, very sweet, fresh, just a very easygoing scent. We're gonna go over to the house of Lancome. We're gonna talk about their most popular, prestigious scent. It's probably one of their best sellers for sure. So of course I'm talking about La Vie Belle. We continue to see the clones, the dupes, whatever you want to call them. So of course I have me a body mist from Bath and Body Works that smells just like La Vie Belle, and it's called Luminous. La Vie Belle has that black currant note, while this has red currant. They both have iris and they both have praline. So it's clear as day that this fragrance was inspired by La Vie Belle. Even though I am not the biggest fan of this scent, I have to give it up to Bath and Body Works because this is a pretty good dupe. And the fact that it's super long lasting is really, really impressive. It's a crazy exact sort of dupe. So next up, we're gonna go over to the house of Viktor&Rolf, and we're gonna talk about their most popular scent, which happens to be Flower Bomb. So I owned Flower Bomb a good couple of years ago. I actually gave the fragrance away because it was just a bit too much for me. There are certain components to that scent that just doesn't really, you know, it doesn't tickle me the way I want to be tickled when I'm wearing a fragrance. Years later, I did happen to run into a fragrance mist that made me like take a step back. I'm like, whoa, hold up. This smells like Flowerbomb, but like a better version, which is Sensual Amber by Bath & Body Works. Even though they smell very similar, in my opinion, there are some differences. While I do like Flowerbomb, it's a nice scent, it just has way too much patchouli. And I always wanted it to have that resonance warmth that Sensual Amber has. So if you like Flowerbomb, but you're not in love with that patchouli notes and you want something a little bit warmer, definitely look into Sensual Amber. You're gonna love it. Next up, we're gonna take a look at a very popular scent. One of the most popular scents that I have seen in a while. I'm talking about Baccarat Rouge 540. We have dupes for days when it comes onto this scent. So what's another clone, right? Now, the body mist clone that I have in my collection is from Victoria's Secret and it's called Midnight Bloom. Not a lot of people talk about this clone, but it's actually a very good clone. It's woodsy, it's sweet, it's warm, it's musky, much like Baccarat Rouge 540. All the fragrance mists that I've come across that has been inspired by Baccarat Rouge 540, this has been the best one. For those of you guys who may be wondering, it does have notes of moonflower and creamy woods. Let's go over to the house of Burberry. Burberry is another house that puts out beautiful scents. A couple of years ago, they did put out a scent called Burberry Her. I also have that in my collection. Now, I'm sure you probably ran across this scent right here, which is Fall in Bloom by Bath & Body Works. And you probably thought what I thought, which is, wow, this is an excellent dupe for that scent. They kind of switched around the fruits a bit. So Burberry is a bit heavier on the strawberry note, but here we have a plum note. As soon as you smell Fall in Bloom, it's going to be clear that it was actually inspired by Burberry Her. Bath & Body Works really outdid themselves with this one. This is a really good dupe. All right, check this one out. Next up, we're gonna step into the house of Mancera. Now, Mancera has some beautiful fragrances, and one of those fragrances happened to be Roses Vanille. Roses Vanille has a beautiful scent. It has this big rose note, but it's surrounded by some sweet, creamy notes. Beautiful scent. Now, the other day, I bought a fragrance mist, very unaware that it smelled very similar to Roses Vanille, which is Whipped Rose and Vanilla. This has that same beautiful rosy type of scent with those supporting sweet, creamy notes. So they definitely have the same scent profile. Clearly, Roses Vanille is a bit stronger, so it does pack more of a punch. This happens to be a lighter scent. As soon as I smelled this scent, it was clear that this was inspired by Roses Vanille, or Roses Vanille could have been inspired by this scent. I'm not really sure which one came first. Don't really matter. I'm just here to let y'all know that Whipped Rose and Vanilla smells very similar to Roses Vanille by Mancera. We're going to step into the house of Marc Jacobs. Now, Marc Jacobs came out with a fragrance called Perfect. It has this beautiful tart, fruity opening, but then it gets a little bit more nutty and musky as it dries down because it has like this almond milk note. A very interesting type of scent. Now, I ran into this scent in Bath & Body Works. It's called Poppy. When I just started using this scent, I kept thinking, I'm like, oh my God, this smells similar. I couldn't put my finger on it. Then I went over to Fragrantica and then I saw the comments and I was like, okay, that completely makes sense. It does smell like Perfect. Not an exact dupe because I find Poppy to be sweeter and instead of nutty, it smells a bit more powdery. In my opinion, you could tell that this was inspired by Perfect by Marc Jacobs. Okay, we're gonna step into the house of YSL. So YSL came out with a fragrance called Libre. It has like this big, bright, soapy, orange blossomy scent. And we also have lavender. Gives off expensive, classy, posh vibes for sure. Now, when Bath and Body Works came out with this fragrance, which is a fairy tale, some people say that this smells like the original leaf. Some people say it smells like the intense version. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the side of the intense version because the intense version is a bit more intense. In regards to the sweetness, it's easy to spot that this scent, Fairy Tale, was inspired by Lee by YSL. Another house that we're gonna visit is Maison Margiela. So a lot of people talk about this one specific scent within this house, which is By the Fireplace. So I don't have By the Fireplace in my collection. It's a bit too smoky for your girl. Right? I try to like it, but it pulls a little bit too smoky for my taste. Now, Bath and Body Works does have a scent called Bonfire Bash. Both By the Fireplace and Bonfire Bash are smoky vanillas. I do prefer Bonfire Bash because it's a little bit more sweet and creamy. So the vanilla does pull heavier in this scent. Meanwhile, that smoky scent and that smoky effect is kind of like in the background. Meanwhile, By the Fireplace pulls a little bit more smoky and the vanilla is kind of in the background. Now, they aren't necessarily dupes. I don't consider them to be dupes, but I think it's safe to say if you like By the Fireplace, you would probably like this scent, and you probably even like the scent more. So you're gonna have to help me out with this next perfume house, which I believe is called Not a Perfume. It's kind of weird, but I could think it's called Not a Perfume. Well, the fragrance that we're talking about is Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. I'm so confused by the name. Now, this is a scent that I actually like. I like the whole idea behind this scent. It's for sure an ambery, musky type of scent. Very elusive, minimalistic type of scent, which I happen to like. The fragrance that I have here by Bath and Body Works is Indigo Dreams. These fragrances are like within the same scent family. Like, as soon as I smelled this, I thought, oh, this kind of reminds me of Juliet Has a Gun. Now, there are more components to this scent, so I think it's way better, way, way better. It does have the same musky, ambery scent as Juliet Has a Gun, but this one has some powdery nose. There is this clean laundry accord in there, so it's a way more complex, beautiful scent. Actually, my favorite fragrance from Bath and Body Works, like ever. Let's talk about Michael Kors. So Michael Kors has a perfume called Sexy Blossom. I love Sexy Blossom. Very unique scent, very pink, floral-esque with a bit of greenness and some muskiness. It's just a beautiful springtime scent. And I happen to have a fragrance mist in my collection that I think smells very similar to it, which is Victoria's Secret's A Floral Affair. They both have that big, lush, pink, floral springtime scent with a bit of greenness, some wateriness. In my opinion, they have the same vibe going on. They have the same scent profile. All right, so yeah, that's another one to check out. This is Victoria's Secret's Floral Affair. We're gonna step into the house of Lattafa. I know, weird, because Lattafa is not really an expensive house, right? But they recently came out with a scent called Yara. Of course, I purchased the scent because I became heavily influenced by social media and I wanted to see what the fragrance was all about. But every time I would put that scent on, I kept thinking, oh my God, this smells very, very familiar to me. And then I realized it smells very similar to Sunset Glow by Bath and Body Works. If you have been eyeing Yara, if you've been contemplating on whether or not to buy this scent, you're very curious about it, just sniff Sunset Glow. Assuming you do have Sunset Glow in your collection. I have two more body mists, both by Bath and Body Works. This is You're the One, and this is Rose. I've heard, and I want you guys to confirm or dismiss these rumors. I've heard that You're the One smells very similar to Idole. Now, I've smelled Idole before, and I'm so mad because I don't remember what it smells like, but a lot of people say that You're the One smells like it. So for the sake of this video and everybody else that's going to be in the comment section, let us know if You're the One smells like Idole. I would definitely appreciate it. I've seen a lot of people mention the fact that this beautiful rose scent smells very similar to Roses de Chloe by Chloe. If you've experienced both fragrances, please be kind enough to let us know. Are they dupes? Do they smell alike? Do you think this fragrance was actually inspired by that Chloe fragrance? Let us know. I'm dying to know. Okay guys, so that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this compilation style video. If you have any dupes that I did not mention, please put them down below. Also, if you're still here, let me know that you made it to the end of this video by giving me some pink emojis. That tells me that you really appreciate this kind of video, and that's some sort of motivation for me to do more videos like this one. Okay guys, so that's it for me. I'm out of here. Bye.